Hi guys, this is an MG ZS EV. It is a full electric car and it's claimed to have a range of 163 miles. Today I have to do a business trip up to Solihull near Birmingham. It's about 100 miles up the M40. The car is currently showing a charge of 126 miles. I'm wondering if this is a good idea. I'm also wondering if I should charge now at some place I know, or should I just leave and charge along the way? The dilemmas of trying to drive an electric car over long distances. So I've decided to go ahead and basically start off on this journey. By the way, anybody concerned about why am I doing this journey in COVID when we're supposed to be under restrictions, this is actually a business trip. It's a work trip because I have to go and pick up some equipment that I need for a project, so it's an essential trip. When I put it into eco mode, the mileage went up to 137 miles. So theoretically that should get me all the way. So certainly it should get me to sort of around the halfway point at which I hope there is a charging facility. And also I've turned the heating off, because with the heat, as soon as I turn the heating on, I lose 13 miles straight away from the range. Yeah, 13 miles. So yeah, I'll turn that off. I'm just, it is coldish outside. It's not showing the temperature on there, but I think we're about 8 or 9 degrees today. But I've got my woolly jumper on and stuff, so it should be fine. Let's see how I get on. 13 miles into the journey, and the driving technique, I'm basically using the same techniques that I would use in a petrol car to conserve fuel. I don't know if necessarily they also work in an electric car, but one has to assume that being smooth and being moderate with throttle and brake applications should achieve the same effect. This thing has a regen system. They're calling it KERS, kind of cute. I think it's an F1 related analogy there, but it's got 3 modes in it. I've got it on maximum regen. Of course, now we're on the motorway. I don't think that makes a lot of difference, but in town that was, I think, maybe maybe providing some more juice to the battery on lift off and braking and stuff like that. Also, it was braking quite a lot. Not quite the one pedal thing, but close. Now, one of the side effects of not using the climate control is A, I'm cold. It's about 11 o'clock and it's still 6 degrees outside, and it is getting quite cold. And B, the window, I don't know if you can see, but all the windows are fogging up. And that's not good for visibility. So I might have to give it a burst of climate control, A, to clear this up, but also to warm up. So here we go, 124 mile range it's showing me now. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so I have arrived my charging destination that I had planned to get to, and so I've completed 72.6 miles in this journey at a rate of 3.6 miles per kilowatt. I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but that's what I've done. I've had to keep my speed down, so 60 miles an hour all the way in the slow lane, dicing it with the trucks. Cold, and of course the slow lane obviously is always quite rutted and bumpy as well, so that's not great either. 72.6 miles I've done. 52 mile range it's still showing me, but I have 37 miles to go from here, so prudently, I mean, the range can go up and down by 10 in an instant, so anyway, that's worth doing. And then of course you start to do maths in your head, because you start to think, well, okay, now I'm going to charge here. What can I get? Then I get to that destination. That's still not enough. I think it's still not going to be enough to get me home. So let's see how I get on. Anyway, now I've got to see. I'm here at instavolt in where is this place? Banbury or something like that. And let's see how I get on. Whoa. Okay. Well done, instavolt. I think it's really good. It said on that board over there. It said, okay, tap your payment card, plug in, and then tap to finish. I thought, well, it can't be that simple, surely. But yeah, sure enough. All I did was tap my payment card there, and then it instructed me to plug in. So I've taken the plug from there, and then I've plugged it into the MG, which is here. There you go. It's plugged in, and after a few moments of connecting with the EV, it suddenly came up, and then it said, right, charging. So there you go. And so it's telling me how much it's spending. 33% battery, 1 mile has been added. Oh, so it's actually telling me how much range it's adding. 2 hours remaining. Oh my god, what am I going to do for 2 hours? Okay, I thought it would be a bit quicker than that. That's a bit unfortunate. So while I'm quite impressed with instavolt and how simple it is to use, actually, yeah, really impressed with that. But now, what do I do with my time? Well, there's a Costa behind me. So I think time for a coffee because I am freezing. But I don't think, because of lockdown, I don't think you can sit in there. So hopefully I'll be able to get something and then come back and sit in a cold car. A little bit of an update. As you can see, I got my coffee. Needed a large one. Keep me warm, I hope. I got my gloves on. You can see how cold I am. A little bit of an update here. I know I said that, you know, it's going to take 2 hours, 58 minutes. Well, I've been here just over 25 minutes now. And so it was lying. It charged a bit more rapidly than it said it would. And if you can make that out, it's now saying 75% battery down. It took 39 minutes to do that. It's added 62 miles to it. And it's cost me just under £7. So I might give it another 10-15 minutes to see how far up. I know the charging starts to slow down the more the battery, the percentage, the higher it gets. So normally after 80%, it really slows down. So let me see if I can get it to at least 80%. It'll give me time to enjoy my coffee, and then I'll be back on my way again. Okay, right, so this thing has actually done better than I thought. I've been here about 45 minutes and it's got me up to 92% of battery. It's added 86 miles and it's saying it's cost me £9, just over £9.5 to do this. So I think I'm going to stop it there. I think 92% is good. That definitely will get me to where I need to go. Will it get me back home? Let's see. Or will I have to stop again? We'll find out. Right, so I've just started it up, and started it by starting it. I mean, I pressed the starter button, and it's now telling me I've got a 149 mile range. I need to go 37 miles and then 100 miles back home. So will I be able to do that without having to stop again? Will I take that risk? So quick update, I said it was 140 miles whatever range, but actually when I started the car it starts in normal mode, and when I went and switched it back into eco mode, that mileage went up to 163, which is actually supposed to be its maximum range, right? So if it's really 163, then theoretically I can make it there and back without having to stop again, so I can actually make it home. Okay, so I've arrived at my destination. All is well, except now it's showing me it's got 121 miles of range left, but I need 108 miles to get home from here. Am I brave enough to go all the way, or will I stop again? There was no way I was going to take the risk of going all the way back. I mean, you know, that 12-13 mile margin just wasn't enough, honestly, because if I use the climate control, which I keep having to do, even though the weather's little bit warmer, tinsy 2-3 degrees warmer now, but I still have to do it. If I use that, or if I have to accelerate hard or anything like that, that margin will evaporate very, very quickly because the range really goes down. So it just wasn't worth the risk to try and get all the way home with so little extra margin left. So I've come back to the same place here in Banbury because, you know what, I found it really easy to use and there's lots of chargers and, you know, I can go and get another coffee and stuff like that. So I've come back to the same place. I'm not going to go 1 hour. I'll just do like a half an hour top up and then I'll head home. So that's it. That's the end of the journey as far as I'm concerned, because it'll be easy to get home from here. Shouldn't be a problem. But let me know what you think about what I've done today. Have you done a trip like this? Are you planning to do a trip like this? Have you got an EV or are you buying an EV? How do you think this experience was? Personally, I have to say that whilst the whole charging part of it wasn't that much of an issue, but the trip itself was a little bit uncomfortable because, you know, I had to drive it all day without the heater. Windows were fogging up. I also kept it down because there's a little meter on the dashboard that tells you the efficiency of the car, and I wanted to keep it below 20% of usage. So in order to do that, I pretty much had to keep it at 60 miles an hour. I stuck it on the cruise control. It's got adaptive cruise control, so that was relatively easy. So I stuck it on the cruise control at 60 miles an hour and basically cruised up and down. But that did mean I had to stay in the slow lane and had to mix it up with the lorries. And also the slow lane is relatively bumpy, you know, because the trucks basically ruin that part of the road, don't they? And pothole ridden and all the rest of it. So that was a little bit uncomfortable. But the other thing is that, of course, then you have to start thinking about it. So even when I charged up here, in my mind, I was like, am I going to make it? I'm trying to do calculations in my head and all the rest of it. And that all becomes part of the process. And also part of the process is the whole way that you drive it, because then you start to be a little bit more careful. You start to use the brake to regen, because regen didn't work on the motorway. But once I was in town, I was starting to use that. So there's a lot to think about, a lot to do. And, you know, I really think it is a lot more complicated than the EV proponents opponents make it out to be, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying to keep an open mind, and I'm trying to do this for myself, and to give it a fair play, to see how it works, to see if I can get on with it. And this is my experience today. So let me know what your experience is, if you've had one, or if my journey and my experience has either encouraged you to move to an EV or put you off altogether. Okay, addendum for those of you that might be interested. I have now arrived at the end of my journey. So I've completed my journey. I got 56 miles left, and what's that, about 25% left of the battery. And if I go over to this bit, you can see this is today's total journey. 220 miles were done, average speed of 44. That's not really relevant. About 5 hours. Well, I can say that this journey today, there and back, took at least 50% longer than it should have done, not least because I had to stop for charging, but also because I had to drive slower as well. This is the problem. 3.6 miles per kilowatt. Also, that was actually at 3.4, 3.5, and it went back up again. It improved once I hit the city, which just confirms that EVs are possibly better in town than they are on a longer journey. Anyway, that was my experience. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please hit the like button and try to leave a comment. That would be awesome. Make sure that you're subscribing, of course. That's to youtube.com/browncarguy, and hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any of my videos. Whilst you're at it, also follow my blog, browncarguy.com. And of course, follow me on social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and even TikTok. Just search for my hashtag, of course, hashtag browncarguy. Hey, if you enjoy my content, then you know what? You could sponsor it, and you can do that at patreon.com/browncarguy, and join these wonderful people scrolling up on the screen right now. Your name could also be here, along with Muhammad Ali Humaid, Partha Srinivasan, Tom Conway Gordon, Isaac Beauchard, Raza Adil, Muhammad Qasim, Siraj Abbasi, and of course Mark Waddell. Go to patreon.com/browncarguy. It's from as little as £2, $2 a month. Price of a coffee. Hey guys, buy me a coffee. Why not? If you enjoy my content. If you can't do that, make sure you're continuing to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.